Welcome to Unrestricted. I'm Jim Morgan. Glad to have you here. Haven't seen you guys in a while. I've been away from my radio days for like 8 years now. It doesn't seem like it, but golly, time flies, doesn't it? I've done all kinds of things in the meantime. Worked in the furniture industry, built plastic boxes for a bit, and wound up diagnosed with cancer. And that was quite the fight, and we'll talk about that at some point. What I wanted to tell you today is that this podcast is not going to be Morgan in the morning. I mean, it can't. I mean, those days have flown on by, but it is going to be Jim Morgan talking about some of the things that I've still got to say, some of the things that I still want to talk about. And in large part, the conversation is going to be about cancer, about caregivers, about therapies, treatments, and some of the things that they don't talk to you about once you're diagnosed, things that you only find out when you're living it. And that can be a hard place. It can be very unsettling. And I tell you, Bet and I had the fight of our lives for about a year, and it's gotten manageable now. And with each passing day come better therapies, better treatments, and a expectation for a longer, more full life. So that's a piece of good news we can all use, right? But it's also a place you can ask questions. There's a companion website, jim-unrestricted.com, and you can leave me messages there. You can leave messages through email, on Facebook, wherever you might want to do that. I know when I announced that I was going to do this, that day I got a question for, is it just going to be about cancer? No, a lot of it will be, but not all of it, not a big part of it. We're going to try to have a decent time and give you some information that maybe you can use. And I'm going to tell you about my own personal experiences from diagnosis through today. There's some really remarkable stories that are tied into all of this that, I'm not just saying that because they happen to me. They are remarkable. God does move still, and he still talks to us. And I can attest to that firsthand. And we're going to talk about that kind of interaction, about faith and the role that it plays in recovery, and just a ton of other things. Now, as you can tell, I haven't really thought this out too hard. The learning curve on doing a podcast is enormous. I had no idea. It's very much not like radio. In radio, I could get on the air and bang, we'll go for 30 or 60 seconds, and then I can kill that mic and take a break for about 3.5 minutes. But that's not the case with a podcast. It's pretty much we're going to talk about things steady while we've got it going on. Now, I can tell you that as we get into this and I get more comfortable with it, we're going to be doing a lot of interviews. That's one of the things that I found the most fun about radio, talking to people and hearing their stories. And I'm hoping that that's what this will be for you. When you hear my story and when you hear the stories of the people that we'll have on, maybe it'll mean something to you and you can take away from it something that'll help you or calm your fears, whatever the case may be. We want to try to give you that feeling that you're not in this alone. And a lot of times when all the care team is gone and you're back home and it's quiet and it's the middle of the night, they never talk to you about that. The thinking, the worrying, the anxiety, and that time right before follow-ups, when you have to go back and do labs or you've got to go back and follow up with the oncologist. Nerve-wracking, right? Yeah, for sure it is. So we're going to be talking about that and some of the ways to mitigate those terrible anxiety feelings. And it can be done. I'm doing it. Not always successfully, but I am doing it. And I'm going to be so excited to share so much with you over the next little while. I don't know how long this will last. I don't know who's going to be interested in it. I guess we'll find out. But thank you for taking a listen, taking a look. It's it's good to see you. Well, I mean, not actually see you, but I'm glad that you're interested enough to download this and listen. So if there's anything you specifically want us to cover, just let me know. Email me. For those of you who have the number, you can call, and we'll see what we can do. But the whole purpose of this is I want to build a community of people who are in a situation, cancer, that so many folks are uncomfortable with, uncomfortable living it, uncomfortable talking about it. And I think that it just helps when we can get together and talk. And you don't have to have all the answers. I certainly don't. And I'm not an oncologist, so I'm not offering treatments, but I think that as a community of people who are trying to come to grips with this disease, it's helpful to know that we have a community we can go to and be understood. So many times over the last couple of years, you tell people, look, I don't feel great today. I don't have the energy for you today. They take it personally, and it hurts them. But that's never the intent. Once you've got cancer and you're dealing with all of those emotions, all of that anxiety, it really is about self-care. And if you don't have the energy, you shouldn't have to do it. So, just my opinion, but those are the kinds of topics that we'll discuss a little more in depth. And there are a lot of resources. The problem I find is that most of the places where you get treatment aren't aware. They don't know how to get in touch with them, or they don't offer information about who these folks are and what they do. And I'm going to try to do some of that as well with downloadable content, where you'll find support groups, where you'll find new therapies, clinical trials, that kind of thing. But this is by no means an authoritative podcast about cancer. This is about yours truly and my experience with it, and my experience in talking with other folks going through this. We all smile and we're raised in the South. Hey, how you doing? Oh, I'm fine, and most of the time it's like Jelly Roll says, I am not okay. So get ready. We're going to do all of that and a bunch more. Hope you'll hang out with the Unrestricted Podcast and myself, Jim Morgan. I look forward to seeing you next time. Until then, keep your head up, be safe, and praise the Lord. See you.